As I write this, I'm reflecting on the impact the word talent has had on my life. Talent is a word that captures the imagination and sets people apart with their perceived brilliance. However, I find the understanding of talent misleading and invalidating. During my childhood, I was frequently referred to as talented, a label that initially filled me with pride and a sense of entitlement. I believed I was the best without having to work hard for it. As I continued on my journey though, I saw others who had not been so readily labelled as talented begin to surpass my skills. It was their consistent effort and dedication that truly propelled them forward, fostering their abilities and shaping a deeper appreciation for their craft. At that time though, I lacked the life experience to understand this, so I just felt disheartened and jealous when I perceived a peer's work as better than mine. Throughout my 20s, my perspective has changed in nearly every aspect of my life. Through hard work, trials, giving up on art and then picking it up again, I've gained a very different understanding of artistic skill and what it takes to reach artistic excellence. I no longer believe in talent. To me, talent is a myth. The notion of talent often creates a false dichotomy between those who possess it and those who do not. This divide can be discouraging, particularly for individuals who believe they lack innate ability. Skill can be cultivated through deliberate practice and a genuine passion for learning. The perception of talent leads to comparison and disillusionment. At some stage, we've all heard someone say, "I couldn't even draw a stick figure," or in the case of perceived lack of talent, the scoff, "Even I could do that." My response to both statements is yes, but with practice, skill, and knowledge, you could. To me, talent is used to label someone who got an early start or has an inclination towards a particular field. When someone picks up a skill later in life and begins to show promise, calling them talented discredits the time that they have spent harnessing that skill. We don't call someone who has gone to university to study their passion for law talented. We call them skilled, or learned, or diligent. Calling them talented places a wall between the skill and the individual who could learn that skill. I've worked myself to the bone to achieve my level of skill, and I will continue to do so because I am driven by passion and a desire to learn. Consider the analogy of a dancer pirouetting across the stage. Her movements are a testament to years of tireless rehearsal and unwavering commitment. While some may marvel at her seemingly effortless grace, they fail to discern the sweat-stained hours spent perfecting each step, the callous feet that bear witness to her dedication. In the garden of skill, there is no distinction between those who are born with innate ability and those who cultivate it through persistence and grit. Let's talk a little bit more about those statements that we so often hear as artists. The statement of, I could never draw a stick figure, or even I could do that, when perceiving something that may not appear to be a very skilled artwork. We'll look at the second one first. To look at someone's painting or drawing and see its simplicity and say, oh, even I could do that, shows how much of a lack of understanding of the skill that can go into creating something like that. Some of the simplest looking artworks have intense colour theory study behind them, or even scientific study to experiment with the effects that certain visual stimuli might have on the brain. There is so much that goes into those works that people look at and say, even I could do that. On the flip side of that, looking at someone's work that is traditionally aesthetic or traditionally accepted as representational or considered fine art, and calling that person talented completely discredits the skill, the study, the colour theory, the study of the human form, the interaction of light on particles in the atmosphere. So much goes into each brushstroke, and so much continues to go into each brushstroke. Artists never cease learning. There is always more to learn. It is a skill. It is not a talent. It is not something that we are born with. We study to get to where we are. Talent is simply the result of dedicated effort and passion. Therefore, talent is a skill, and skill can be learned. So in case you didn't pick up on it, this is a subject that I have very, very strong feelings about. And I also want to acknowledge the fact that everything I have stated in this video is my opinion. It's not necessarily something that everyone might agree with. So I'm really curious to hear what you have to say about talent and whether or not you think talent exists, or whether or not you think it's just a label that we give to someone who is very skilled and maybe started with more of an interest in the area than some others did. That being said, I'm going to leave you to watch the completion of this painting. I'm really happy with how this one has come out. I think I managed to capture the light quite well, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I will talk to you next time. Have a lovely, lovely day and look after yourself. Bye.